Hi everyone, welcome to this video. I am Natasja and today I want to do something fun. So I decided to figure out which witch are you. And I'm going to use this oracle deck from Gillian Kemp. In Dutch it's called Hexen. I'm not quite sure what the English translation is, so out of the top of my head. As you can see, I have brought a nice collection of andaras with me. The 9 smaller ones are going to play a role in this reading, but I will have to put them aside for a minute to prepare the reading. Now, before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please interact with this video, share it, like, comment, subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified if you want to get notified if I upload a new video. And also I would like to thank all of my new subscribers for joining. Welcome, and I hope your time on my channel is time well spent. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook under the name Pegasus Tarot Club, and you can contact me by email if you want a personal reading. And if you feel these readings that I'm doing here on YouTube for you are helpful, you can consider an energy exchange or a donation. The links are all in the description box below. Now that's that out of the way, let's start with the reading. I am going to make 9 piles with only these witches cards, and we are going to determine which witch you are. Now take a moment to choose the pile of your choice. You can use these andaras for guidance. I will show them to you. This is the red one, the orange one, the yellow one, the green one, the teal one, the blue one, the orchid, the pink one, and the clear one. Now this reading is a little less serious than the readings I usually do, but this is more just for fun, so don't weigh these outcomes too heavy. It's more about having fun than this is actually something that should apply to you, although there might certainly be things that resonate with you. Now, as I shown you the andaras, I am going to use the chakra order. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So take a moment to choose, and then we will go to the reading of your choice. For those of you who chose the red andara, the first pile, let's see what kind of witch you are. You are the timeless witch, the secret witch, the brown witch, the wart witch, the ditch witch, and the hedge witch. So your gifts would be time. You have some way with time. You are excellent in time management. You are very in tune with the phases of the moon and the seasons and the workings of time. And therefore your timing is always very, very good. The secret witch. You are also very good at keeping secrets. So if anyone confides in you, their secrets are safe with you. The brown witch is about abundance and harvest and the fruits of the earth, which is brown, and the color of the season of fall, which is the harvest season, is also brownish. So this is about harvesting. You know that you can see the harvest of your labor. So things that you do will pay off very well. And the ward witch is about honesty and not concealing things. You are just who you are, and you don't pretend to be any better. You're not hiding anything. What you see is what you get. That's what is going on with you. And the ditch witch has the ability to be almost invisibly present, and therefore a great observer and very astute in seeing things that most people don't see. Therefore you can have extremely insights and judgments on situations and sometimes even people. And the hedge witch is the one that can hide herself and protect herself with nature, but she can also come out and use the forces and protective forces of nature, the nurturing forces of nature, to protect others as well. Hedges are meant to keep predators out and people safe, and this is exactly what you do. So you are protective of the ones that you care about. So these are your gifts as a witch, and I think you're not doing that bad. So I wish you an amazing day. Be blessed. Bye. The second one is the orange andara. And these are your witchy gifts. You are the water witch, the witch of the east, the cauldron witch, the immortal witch, the witch of the west, and the toad witch. So your powers are the powers of water, emotions, sensitivity, flowing, dreamy, the powers of mermaids and Neptune. So you most likely are drawn to watery places. Maybe you like the beaches. Water magic is something that you would suit you very well, because you are very connected to the watery realm. And the witch of the east is the witch of the new beginnings and starting new things. So one of your talents is starting up new things and having great ideas that are viable to come to fruition. Also, the cauldron witch tells me that you are very into eating healthy, and you like cooking and making meals, and very wholesome meals with homemade ingredients, homegrown ingredients and herbs and beneficial ingredients as well. So you're very into that. The immortal witch tells me that you might become very, very old. You might live a very long life if you take care of yourself as well as you are doing. And the witch of the west tells me that also whatever you start, you will see to fruition. So you will also be there to reap the fruits of the ideas that you started. It doesn't necessarily mean that you will be very much involved in the process in between starting up and ending, but these are your strong suits in any project. And the toad witch tells me that you have a way of healing, seeing the best in people, and also knowing that sometimes difficult life situations are precious gifts in form of wisdom. So a lot of people who feel like toads or feel ugly or feel that there's something wrong with them might feel themselves drawn to you because you are very acceptant and understanding of what's going on with them, and therefore you are an extremely good person to help all these people that feel that there's something wrong with them, or that they're not in their best way. So these are your talents as a witch. I hope you use them well, and I wish you an amazing day. Be blessed. Bye. And for those of you who chose the yellow andara, let's see what your talents are. You are I would say the bitchy witch. It's sometimes difficult to translate it. This is the evilest witch. This is the old hag. This is the eternal witch. This is the curse witch and the fairy dust witch. Now, you are not someone to be trifled with. You have no problem taking revenge on people, and the way you do it, you always exactly know where it hurts. So if people find you opposing them, they are in big trouble, because you are very strong in your revenge, and you also very well know how to direct it, and you know exactly the weak spots of your opponents. So you are not one to be messed with. The old hag. This tells me that you have a lot of experience, and probably from previous lives, especially combined with this card, the eternal witch. You were a witch in previous lives as well, and you've been a witch maybe as long as you've existed. So you are very strong, you are very powerful, and in your subconscious there is a lot of experience and a lot of wisdom, and I'm sure that if you would see a regression therapist or something like that, you would be able to get back some of these memories of past lives where you were a witch as well. Now, because of your power and your strength, you also have a very strong ability to make spells work. Whatever you say, you manifest. Your words manifest. You have this power that everything you say will manifest in the world. And that is also why these two cards are here, because your spells are also very powerful. You know how to direct them. And, they better not get on your bad side. And then we find the fairy dust witch, and that is the more light side of you. You are a very magical person, and you absolutely believe in magic and manifestation. Like this is a curse, but you can use it in a beneficial way as well. And then you are very connected with the fairies and the fairy dust, in the sense that fairy dust has magical properties. So you sprinkle your fairy dust, you sprinkle your magic throughout your life, and you can lead a pretty magical life yourself. So these are your powers as a witch, and I hope you use them well, and I wish you an amazing day. Be blessed. Bye. And for those of you who chose this green andara, let's see which witch you are. We find the fire witch, the treasure witch, the witch's circle witch, if that is a correct translation, the full moon witch, the silver moon witch, and the switch witch. So your gifts are the fire witch. You are very connected to the element fire. Fire has transforming properties, also warming properties. It gives light, but it also uses up oxygen, and it can turn into an inferno. These are properties that you are very familiar with, and you might feel yourself drawn to fire magic, rituals with a lot of candles and fiery elements in there, as your personality might be fiery in the same way. Also, you are the treasure witch. You see the value of treasures in your life, and it may be literal material treasures, but it can also be immaterial treasures. But you know what is valuable, and you know how to treasure it. It also means that you have no problem attracting any wealth or abundance your way. And the witch's circle witch tells me that you are the kind of witch that most likely loves to work with other witches, like in a coven, and you thoroughly enjoy all the Sabbats and witches' feasts that are in a year. So you are a vivid attendee of group rituals and group festivities in the witchy realm. Also, you are the full moon witch and the silver moon witch. So you are very connected to the moon as well. You are very influenced by the full moon. You will find your abilities heightened, but also it can lead to emotional instability and sleepless nights, laying awake and not knowing what to do with all of this energy. And at the same time, you are very connected to the phases of the moon and the cycle that the moon goes through. And you also know very well how to use these energies of the new moon and the full moon and the waning and waxing gibbous as well. So you also, besides fire, also are very attracted to the moon, and your magic definitely benefits if you use the moon and her tides and phases in your rituals. Also, the switch witch. The switch witch is the gift of being able to change other people's opinion of you or certain matters. So you are very convincing. You know how to change perspective of other people, but you can also very well change your own perspective and place yourself in the shoes of another. And in the same way, you can very likely quite well put other people in your shoes for a moment in order to influence the way they see you or other people. So in that case, this is a very persuasive trait of you. So these are your gifts, and I hope you use them well. I wish you an amazing day. Be blessed. Bye. For those of you who chose the teal andara, let's see which witch you are. You are the forest witch. You are the love witch. You are the tormented witch and the witch of the south. Also the witch of the north and the salamander eye witch. So these cards tell me something about balancing opposite forces, and we start with the forest witch. The forest witch, a forest is usually densely grown and the sun has trouble reaching the floor of the forest. So there's a lot of darkness, but there's also a play of light, of the sunlight that plays through the leaves and the foliage. And that same play of light is one of your talents. You can see the dark and you can see the light, and you can put things from the dark into the light and things from the light into the dark. In the dark they are less visible, they will not develop as much, and in the light they are very visible, and they have enormous potential for growth. So this is your talent. You can be invisible in the shadows, but you can also step out and step into the light and shine brightly. The love witch is you are a romantic witch. You are very much into love spells, attraction spells, and you have a way of almost seeing everything through the rosy glasses of love. You may be even the kind of person that is in love with falling in love. At the same time, you're also the tormented witch. So maybe you are the kind of person that has some setbacks and then calls out, why me? That is a bit of the dichotomy that is inside of you. It was addressed in this card, it is addressed in these two cards, and also in these two cards. So it's a very strong theme in this reading. So on the one hand, you're very romantic and love, but if you have a broken heart or sorrow, you experience that deeply as well. So you can experience deep lows and very exhilarating highs as well. And that is also visible in these two cards. The Witch of the South is about the summer and sunlight and potential for growth. And the Witch of the North is the winter, the stalling, the dark time, the cold, where no growth is going on. These are very strong opposites, and they are in your personality. And it may take you some practice, but you will be able to harness these two extremes inside of you and use them as you see fit. And you will find that you can become very, very thorough in your life. And the Salamander Eye Witch, you have the power of the evil eye. If you direct your evil eye to your enemies or people who are messing with you, they will find the consequences. No escaping your evil eye. So don't get on your bad side or you will be punished by the evil eye. So these are your talents, also your challenges, because this is not an easy task to balance these extremes in your personality. In pretty much every card except for this one refers to this dichotomy inside of you. So it can be an enormous challenge, but if you get it down, it will be a great gift as well. So these are your gifts, and I hope you use them well. I wish you an amazing day. Be blessed. Bye. For those of you who chose the blue andara, let's see which witch you are. You are the Halloween witch, the boiling witch, the green witch, the thunder and lightning witch, the healing witch, and the evil witch from hell. So the Halloween witch tells me that you are very connected with the other realm, the realm where the dead and the spirits reside. You may be even the person that can see ghosts or deceased people and see entities around you or other people. So you are a medium-like person. You can contact these spirits as well, and they may feel drawn to you because they know you are aware of them. This boiling witch is telling me that you also have patience to see things through. If you're making a soup or a stew, you need to let it simmer for the optimal results. And you got that down very well. You know exactly when you start something, how long you should let it simmer before it's ready for consummation. And that is a maybe underrated power in spells. So this means that you can start up a spell in a certain period or a moon phase, and you know exactly how much time it needs to ripen. So that is a very profound gift as well, and also the gift of patience, knowing that things don't happen at once, but sometimes need time to ripen before they are ready. Also, you have the green witch, which means that you may have a green thumb. You have a very strong love for nature. You may want to take walks in nature often. You are very connected to nature and the cycles of nature and the cycles of life. So this is also about using herbs and healing plants and places of power in the earth and in nature. And we find the thunder and lightning witch. So whenever the thunder and lightning is outside, you feel best, honestly. You are in awe and you like this kind of weather, and also you have the power to call on this energy in yourself. So whenever you feel the need to, you can use these energies to enforce your spells and your magic, which is very strong. It's about electricity, and almost everything in this world is guided by the laws of electricity. There's a lot of electricity in your cells, in molecules and atoms, in the small scale, as well as on the planetary scale, and in meteorologically. Oh my god, in the weather. And you are the healing witch. So you have the power to heal. You know which herbs to use. You know which potions to brew and how long they need to simmer and rest, and how much time they need before they are ready for consumption. And you have this electricity magic power inside yourself to also add to your potions. But if people get on the wrong side, you are the evil witch from hell. You are one bad mother. Beep. So people should not be messing with you, because you will take your revenge if you need to. On the other hand, you are very patient, so maybe there's a lot of things you can handle, but once they cross the line, yeah, they better hold on to their seats, because it's not going to be a fun ride. So these are your powers as a witch, and I hope you use them well, and I wish you an amazing day. Be blessed. Bye. So for those of you who chose the orchid andara, let's see which witch you are. You are the abracadabra witch. You are also the happy witch. And you are the circle around the moon witch. And you are the 3 wishes witch, and the heavenly witch, and the ageless witch. So you are the abracadabra witch. You lead a magical life. You have the power to make every day again a magical day with the little things you do, chants you say, or all kinds of tiny little magical things that you do to make your each day and therefore your life magical. You know how to make your life magical each day over again. Also, you have a knack for finding your own happiness, being happy with what you have, being happy with where you are. So you are very connected with yourself and with your desires, and we come to that because we have two cards that are about wishes. We have the circle around the moon and we have the three wishes witch. So this means that you have the power to make your and possibly even other people's wishes come true. The circle around the moon, which tells me that you have that power and you can use the power of the moon with it, but you also need to discern whether a wish is a true wish or a false wish. You know, false wishes can be stemming or originating from the ego, and a true wish is more in line with the higher self. You know, the wishes that are false wishes or from your ego, they will not always, most likely not always come true. But the wishes of your higher self, you know, if you have a true wish, you will know how to make it come true. And again, the three wishes witch tells me the same thing. You have the power to make wishes come true, either for yourself or for other people, and that is also why you are so happy and why you know how you know to make each day a magical day. Also, you are the heavenly witch, so you may have a very deep interest in astrology and stargazing and all things related to that. So in that way, you can find the right timing for the right moment to do the right things, to make wishes come true, and you may be very adept in astrology as well. And we have the ageless witch, and this tells me that you will have a youthful look almost your entire life. You will not look old. You will always seem young and fresh, no matter how old you are. So it's always a good thing for you if you look in the mirror. You hardly ever get disappointed. You don't get old. You don't get gray hair. You don't get wrinkles. You always seem to look fresh and youthful. So these are your powers, and I hope you use them well, and I wish you an amazing day. Be blessed. Bye. And for those of you who chose the pink andara, let's see which witch you are. We find the marriage witch, and the new moon witch, and the struggle and strife witch. We find the wood witch and the bat witch. The marriage witch tells me that you are destined to have a very fulfilling marriage. You know how to make a marriage work, and you will be very happy in a marriage. That is where you feel best in a marriage. Also, the new moon witch speaks of creating new possibilities, new opportunities, new beginnings, and that is something that you have the power to create or draw in. As well as the struggle and strive, which you have a very strong intuition. You can immediately feel when something is off about a person or a job or a situation. And you know your intuition is very strong. And if you listen to your intuition, you can avoid all this struggle and strive. But if you don't listen to your intuition, you will find yourself in very difficult situations that bring forth a lot of worrying and struggle and strife. But you have a strong intuition, and also the wood witch tells me that you are not afraid to go into the unknown depths of your subconscious. So you are not afraid to delve deep in your subconscious and bring out what needs healing or what is in the way of your healing. And that also combined with this card as well as this card gives you very strong opportunities for yourself to heal whatever needs healing, and therefore avoid a lot of strife and trouble, and be able to realize this happy marriage and these beautiful opportunities. And the bad witch, like a bat, you feel best in darkness. You feel best if you don't use your eyes, but your intuition, your feeling. You know how to navigate the dark. You know how to find what you need in the dark. Maybe even you feel more at home in the dark than in the daylight. So you may be a night owl, a person who stays up very late and sleeps in very long, because you enjoy the quiet of the night. It helps you clear your mind, and also helps you think better. So these are your gifts as a witch, and I hope you use them well, and I wish you an amazing day. Be blessed. Bye. For those of you who chose the clear andara, let's see which witch you are. You are the Earth Witch, the Broom Witch, the Air Witch, the Fairy Circle or Fairy Ring Witch, and the Good Future Witch. You possibly have a green thumb. You are very connected with the earth, and you may find very much enjoyment out of having your own garden, tending to your own garden, growing food and herbs and flowers and all things beautiful. You are very connected to the earth as well. And also the Broom Witch tells me that you are the kind of witch that likes to take trips or travel. This could mean short trips or long travels, but you like traveling, you like going new places where you haven't been before, a sense of adventure, discovering the unknown, going to unknown places and find out what's there. That's something you really like. Also, the Air Witch tells me that you are also a bit dreamy, and you like to fantasize and dream, and you have all sorts of ideas, and you need to remember to write them down, otherwise they will evaporate and will be lost forever. Also, it is your ideas that propel you forward, that give you new inspiration to do new things and go new places. The Fairy Circle Witch tells me that you have a knack for finding very magical places in the world. Combined with this Broom Witch, we can see her here as well on the broom. You always seem to go on the small winding side paths, and then you come across these wonderful spots and wonderful places that really seem magical, and they might actually even be fairy circles, and you somehow always seem to find these magical places and magical spots in the world on your travels. And the Good Future Witch tells me that your life is going to be wonderful, your future is going to be wonderful. There's no big drama or bad things happening. You can just make sure or be sure that you have a wonderful, happy and fulfilling life. But remember, there's an owl here. Always remember to trust your intuition, because your intuition knows good from bad. And once you follow that, you will always find yourself in a beneficial position. So these are your powers as a witch, and I hope you use your powers well, and I wish you an amazing day. Be blessed. Bye.